Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our today's lesson. My name is Teacher Kelvin Fudi Wanyabura, a mathematics and business studies teacher. Our lesson today is a mathematics lesson that you're going to deal with a very interesting topic, and the topic is linear inequalities. And the topic is linear inequalities. We have the first example here. Solve the following inequalities, state the integral values, and represent your solution on a number line. The inequality is 2x minus 2 less than or equal to 3x plus 1 less than x plus 11. Solution. The first thing that you do is rewrite the question. Rewrite the question. 2x minus 2 less than or equal to 3x plus 1 less than x plus 1 plus 11, x plus 11. Now, my dear student, the next step is divide your inequality into two parts. The first part begins from the start of the inequality to where the second inequality sign starts. Begins from where the inequality begins up to where the second inequality sign starts. That is 2x minus 2 less than or equal to 3x plus 1. Then you'll solve the inequality. You will solve the inequality. Bring the like terms together. We have 2x minus 2 less than or equal to 3x plus 1. Therefore, you will take 3x to the other side. You'll take 3x to this side, and you'll take negative 2 to this side, and it will be positive. So we'll have 2x, 3x was positive, therefore it will be negative. So 2x minus 3x is less than or equal to 1 plus 2. Because the 2 was negative, it will be positive. My dear student, don't mess by replacing the inequality sign with an equal sign. The moment you replace the inequality sign with an equal sign, that is where marking stops. Therefore, be very keen. This should remain less than or equal to 1 plus 2. Now, my dear student, 2x minus 3x. 2x minus 3x is negative 1x. Is less than or equal to 1 plus 2 is positive 3. We need x. We need x, and therefore, my dear student, you'll divide both signs by negative 1. Divide both signs by negative 1. Divide both signs by negative 1. There is a rule of inequalities that says if you divide both signs by a negative sign or multiply both signs by a negative sign, the inequality sign changes. Now, my dear student, we have divided both signs by negative 1. We have divided both signs by negative 1. Therefore, this inequality sign, which was less than or equal to, will change to greater than or equal to. Reason being, we have divided both signs by a negative number. Therefore, negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. So you'll have x. This sign changes to greater than, is greater than or equal to 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. That is the first part solution. After that, you'll pick the second part. The second part starts from where? The second part starts from where the first inequality sign ends. Where the first inequality sign ends up to the end. Where the first inequality sign ends up to the end of the entire inequality. Therefore, write it. You write it as 3x plus 1 is less than x plus 11. Then now we can solve the inequality. Again, bring the like terms together. You'll take x to this side and take 1 to the other side. Therefore, the x was positive, it will be negative. So we'll have 3x minus 1x is less than 11. Positive 1 becomes negative when it goes to the other side, minus 1. Again, my dear student, remember not to replace this inequality sign with an equal sign, because the moment you do that, marking ends at that point. 3x minus 1x is 2x is less than 11 minus 1 is 10. We need x, therefore divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2, and our x there will be less than 5. X is less than 5. I hope, my dear student, up to there you have understood. I believe that up to that point you have understood. I said start by dividing the inequality into 2. The first part, start from the beginning up to where the second inequality sign starts. You'll solve it. If you divide by negative, this inequality sign, which was less than, will change to be greater than. Then from there, you'll pick the second part from where the first inequality sign ends up to the end of the inequality. Then you bring the like terms together and solve and get x is less than 5. My dear student, the next step is to form a compound statement. The next step is to form a compound statement. How do we form a compound statement? You will start with the value that x is greater than that number. So you'll check your two solutions. You have x is greater than or equal to negative 3, and we have x is less than 5. You will start with this one, which x is greater than 8. X is greater than negative 3. You'll start with this one. Always start with the one that x is greater than that number, or a number is less than x. That is what you start with when forming a compound statement. I repeat, you'll start with the solution has two x's. The one that says x is greater than a number, or the one that says the number is less than x, that is the one that you start with. Now, you'll start with x is greater than or equal to negative 3. My dear student, let us see how to do it. We have x is greater than or equal to negative 3. You must rewrite this statement starting with the digit. You must rewrite this statement starting with the digit. And therefore, if x is greater than negative 3, that means negative 3 is less than x. If 10 is greater than 5, that means 5 is less than 10. That is an example outside this one. If 7 is greater than 6, that means 6 is less than 7. So you'll pick your inequality that states x is greater than a certain digit, and then rewrite it as now that digit is less than x, which is true. So now we'll have it like this. Negative 3 is less than or equal to x. x is greater than or equal to negative 3, which means negative 3 is less than or equal to x. Then now you'll pick this other one, which x is less than a certain number, x is less than 5. So you'll say negative 3 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 5. That is the compound statement. After forming the compound statement, my dear student, after forming the compound statement, you can now have your number line. This is your number line. Your number line starts, that is your number line. That is your number line. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. We want to represent this compound solution or the compound statement in a number line, and you'll come to where negative 3 is. Draw a circle. After drawing the circle where negative 3 is, consider the sign. If the sign has less than or equal to, this line means or equal to, less than or equal to. If it has or equal to, you'll shade your circle. This means that negative 3 is part of the solution. Negative 3 is less than or equal to x. So x can either be negative 3 or less than. So negative 3 is less than or equal to x. Negative 3 is less than or equal to x. That means negative 3 is part of it. That's why we shaded the circle. Then you'll go to where 5 is and circle, draw a circle there. Then as you can see, this means x is less than 5. There is no sign of or equal to, therefore you don't shade. Then you draw a straight line, and this straight line should have an arrow there to show that the values of x are ranging from negative 3 up to 5, but 5 is not included. And then you write this compound statement on the line that you drew. Negative 3 is less than or equal to x is less than 5. The integral values. The integral values. The integral values are, you'll start with negative 3 because it's part of x, because negative 3 is less than or equal to x. That means negative 3 is included, but you'll not include 5 because 5 is not included. There is no or equal to sign. Therefore, our integral values are negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is not part of the values of x or the integral values. My dear students, that is how you solve a question on linear inequalities. So, my dear students, I'm going to give you a question for you to attempt. Solve the following inequalities. State the integral values. State the integral values and represent your solution on a number line. Represent your solution on a number line. The inequality is x minus 3 over 2 less than or equal to 2x plus 1 less than 5. That is the question that you are going to attempt after going through the one that we've done together. My dear students, before I conclude the lesson, there is a very interesting and very helpful mathematics revision book, and this revision book is known as Boosting Mathematics Performance. Boosting Mathematics Performance, KCSA revision book, Boosting Mathematics Performance. Boosting Mathematics Performance, KCSE Mathematics Revision Book by Tr.Kelvin Fudi Wanyambura. I am the author of the book. The book contains 4 sections. Section 1, Paper 1, Section 2, Paper 1, Section 1, Paper 2, and Section 2, Paper 2. The book has helped very many students achieve the best in mathematics. So if you need the Boosting Mathematics Performance KCSE Mathematics Revision book, you can contact me through 0705 845 747. Thank you for the lesson, my dear students. My name is Teacher Kelvin Fudi Wanyambura.